Good evening to all of you. So we'll start. I think the number of participants is a little less. So we'll solve one problem, then we'll start the concepts. So try to solve this problem. A first order liquid phase reaction is taking place in a PFR of 5 liters volume. The inlet volumetric flow rate is 1 liter per minute and CA0 is 2 mol per liter. If the exit concentration is 0.5 mol per liter, then what is the K value? If the PFR is replaced by 3 CSTRs in series of 2 liters volume, then what is the conversion of the system? So K is 0.28. So I already got 2 replies. K 0.28. If you get an answer, please send in chats so that I'll come to know how many people have solved it. K is 0.28. So how do you solve the K? So volume is given P by FA not equal to 0 to XA dXA by K into CA naught into 1 minus XA. So what is the volume given, which is 5 liters in the previous question. You see what is the volume is 5 liters volume. Ca naught is 2 mole per liter, volumetric flow rate is 1 liter per minute, and if the exit concentration is 0.5. So that is the given question. So what is Fa naught is no unknown. So what you can do is Ca naught into V naught, which is 0 to Xa dxa by K into Ca naught into 1 minus Xa. What is Ca naught 2? What is V naught 1? 1. So what is Xa? How do you calculate Xa? Is Ca equal to Ca naught into 1 minus Xa. Remember, this is a gas phase reaction. That is why I am writing this one. If it is not a gas phase reaction, I will not write this one. This is, sorry, this is a liquid phase reaction. So if it is gas phase reaction, what do you get is Ca equal to Ca naught into 1 minus Xa divided by 1 plus Ca Xa. So what is Ca given, which is 1. So equal to 2 into 1 minus Xa. So what is Xa is 0.5. So Ca naught equal to 2. So 5 divided by 2 is equal to 1 by, what is K is, we need to calculate 0 to 0.5 dxa by 1 minus Xa. So 2 and 2 will cancel. If you solve this equation, you'll get 5 equal to K into minus ln of 1 minus Xa. So 0 to 0.5. So if you solve this one, what you get K as 1 by K, basically 0.28. Sorry, Ca is 0.5. So then this is 0.5, this will be 0.75, this will be 0.75, 0.7. Now what is another problem is, if this is done in, let's say, 3 CSTRs in series, Ca naught equal to 2, V naught equal to 1. So this is Ca1, Ca2, Ca3. So what is volumetric flow rate is 1. So what is volumetric flow rate here also 1. What is volumetric flow rate here also 1. What is volumetric flow rate here also 1. Clear? So if the volumetric flow rate is same in all the cases, then what is the residence time here? Tau equal to 2 divided by 1. So what is residence time? Tau equal to 2 divided by 1. So residence time is also same. For all the reactors, residence time is also same. So then what, for the first reactor, if you write the balance, first reactor, what do you get is tau equal to, I am writing a concentration balance, Ca naught minus Ca1 divided by K into Ca1. So from this equation, if we simplify this one, what do you get? Ca1 by Ca naught equal to 1 by 1 plus K into tau. Clear? So if you take this term this side and then simplify these terms, what you get is Ca equal to Ca naught into 1. Now if I write this equation for the second reactor, tau will be same, no? Same tau. But what is Ca1 into Ca naught divided by K into Ca2? So what do you get here? Suppose if you take this side, this one, then what we get is tau into K into Ca2, which is equal to Ca1 minus Ca2. So what is Ca2 divided by Ca1, which is equal to 1 by 1 plus K tau. So basically this is the equation. But Ca1 if you take and substitute here, then what happens? Ca2 divided by Ca naught is equal to 1 by 1 plus K tau whole square. Now see the synergy here. For the first reactor, what is Ca1 by Ca naught is 1 by 1 plus K tau. Second reactor, Ca2 by Ca naught is equal to 1 by 1 plus K tau whole square. Similarly, what you can write third reactor, what you can write for the third reactor, Ca3 divided by Ca naught, which is equal to 1 by 1 plus K tau whole cube. This you can write it for n reactors also. Later on, I will prove this shortcut. But remember, this maybe we'll discuss in the next part. So I have written for the third reactor. What is this third? Ca3 by Ca naught is equal to 1 by 1 plus K tau whole power cube. What is Ca3? Ca3 divided by what is Ca naught 2? What is K? 1 by 1 plus 0.28 into what is tau 2? Cube. This no. So if you solve this one, what is Ca3 is nothing but Ca naught into 1 minus Xa3, which is divided by 2 equal to 1 by 1 plus 0.28 into 2 whole cube. This is what is third equation. From this one you can solve Xa3, which is something like 0.73. Just take some time. Somebody is asking for us. Hello. So like this you can solve it for the third. So this is the previous board where we have derived tau is nothing but volume by volumetric flow rate. No, 2 divided by 1. So directly you are calculating Ca3. Ca3 is nothing but Ca3 by Ca naught is equal to 1 by 1 plus k tau whole cube. So Ca3 by 2, what is 1 by 0.28? This is 2 whole cube. So what is Ca3 is nothing but simply Ca naught into 1 minus Xa3 divided by 2, which is equal to 1 by 0.28 into 2. So what is Xa3 is 0.73. Okay. Maybe I'll show the problem once again. Solution for the first problem. Solution for the second problem. It is given in the question that volume is same for all the reactors. No. Suppose here, now can you extend this shortcut, let's say multiple reactors. Suppose if I have NCSTRs, something like this, of volume V each. Clear? Let's say this is 1, 2, 3 and NCSTRs. Suppose if I am doing, let's say, liquid phase reaction. If I am doing liquid phase reaction, then what happens? The volumetric flow rates will also be same, no? Across all the reactors. That means your tau 1 equal to tau 2 equal to tau 3 equal to tau 4 or let's say tau 2 equal to and so on. Tau n is equal to tau. All the taus are equal. So equal to, let's say, simple tau. This is what is liquid phase reaction. Suppose if the order is 1, n is equal to 1, if you are doing a first order reaction, then whatever we have derived here, let's say this is Ca0, this is Ca1, Ca2, Can. So if it is first order reaction, Ca1 by Ca0 equal to 1 by 1 plus k tau, Ca2 by Ca0 is equal to 1 by 1 plus k tau whole square. Similarly, Can by Ca0 equal to 1 by 1 plus k tau whole power n. This is what is the final equation. So if you have, let's say, n CSTRs in series, then what is the final equation? But remember, this shortcut is applicable only for equal volume CSTRs, liquid phase reaction, and for a first order reaction. Suppose if you are doing a second order reaction, this is not applicable. If you are doing a gas phase reaction, this is not applicable. If the volumes are not same, then also this is not applicable. But if you remember the shortcut, you have to remember all the corresponding assumptions also. Clear? For any number of CSTRs in series, you cannot simply or blindly use this equation. You can't use this equation blindly. So if you remember the shortcut of Ca naught by Ca naught, what is the criteria is all the volume should be same and it should be a liquid phase reaction. All the volume should be same and it should be a liquid phase reaction and it should be a first order reaction. If you are doing a second order reaction, this is not applicable. So we'll solve another problem, or maybe we'll start with, let's say, another one, which is CSTR plus PFR in series. Suppose if I have CSTR PFR in series, then how the models looks like. So we have solved, let's say, CSTR plus CSTR in series. So this is VM, this is VP, CA0, FA0, V0, CA1, FA1, V1, and here the conversion is XA1, CA2, FA2, V2, here the conversion is XA2. Clear? So this is what is the equation. Can you write the performance equation of both? CSTR is simple. It is as if it is a single CSTR. It is Vm by Fa0 is equal to XA1 by minus RA1 F. Clear? What is another equation is tau m equal to Ca0 minus Ca1 divided by minus RA1 into F. Clear? So, but this is applicable only for liquid phase reaction. This is liquids as well as gases, both. Now, can you write it for a PFR? So just write on your notes. Maybe I'll write, then you can check. Vp by Fa naught, tau p by Ca naught, which is equal to limit xa1 to xa2 dxa by minus Ra. Why this is not? Because the xa2 that we are writing is overall conversion, not the individual conversion. So I had told you, let's say in the last class, what is the definition of overall conversion and individual conversion. There is no point in, let's say, in practicing individual conversions. We are writing only the overall conversions. Clear? Now you can write another equation, which is tau p is equal to minus Ca1 to Ca2 dCA by minus Ra. But this is applicable only for liquids, no? So please observe this equations again. I am going to give a next problem, which is very important and let's say standard problem in the reactors in series, because I am going to cover multiple problems in a single problem. Just observe these equations and write these equations. So write this problem. This is an important problem and standard problem in the reactors in series. The liquid phase reaction aqueous products is to be carried out in a CSTR followed by a PFR in series. The overall conversion achieved by A achieved by the reactor system brackets CSTR plus PFR is 95%. The CSTR has a volume of 75 liters. Pure A is fed to the CSTR at a concentration of 2 mole per liter and V naught of 4 liters per minute. K equal to minus R equal to 0.1 C square mole per liter minute. So the first question, what is the conversion achieved by the CSTR? Second question, what is the volume of the PFR? Third question, what is the conversion if the reactors are interchanged? That is PFR followed by a CST. So this is very, let's say, important problem because I have combined many problems here. This one problem is a standard problem. You can call it as a golden standard, meaning that if you solve this problem, you can solve most of the problems in the reactors in series. Because I have combined many of the questions. Actual gate questions are 1 and 2, but I have combined another question because so that you will get practice, and I am going to prove one more concept in the third question. Take time, it takes some time to solve this question, but read carefully and solve this question. I'm going to give, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes for solving of this question. It is a second order, 0.1 CS square. Conversion of the CSTR is 60%. The answers are, this is 60%. Volume of the PFR is 350 liters. I got only 4-5 replies till now. What is the answer for the third question is something like 95.4. You will get slightly higher than the CSTR plus PFR. So let's start solving the problem. First one is CSTR followed by a PFR in series. So what is the CSTR is 75 liters. Volume of the PFR is unknown. The conversion is 95% here. We need to find out what is the conversion here and what is the volume here. What is CA naught is 2, V naught is 4. So first equation, if you write Vm by Fa naught is equal to XA by point CA naught square into 1 minus XA whole square. What is Vm is 75 divided by Fa naught is 2 into 4. Which is equal to what is XA divided by 0.1 CA naught square into 1 minus XA whole square. What is CA naught square is 2 square. So this 2 and 4 will cancel. If you solve this, XA will get 0.6 quadratic equation. That is another PFR is Vp by Fa naught equal to 0 to 0.95 dXA by 0.1 CA naught square 1 minus XA whole square. What is Vp by Fa naught is 2 into 4, 0 to 0.95 dXA by 0.1 into what is CA naught is 2 square into 1 minus XA whole square. 2 square will cancel. What is Vp by 2 is 1 by 0.1 into what is 1 by 1 minus XA is 1 by 1 minus XA with the limits of 0. This is not 0. This is 0.6. 0.6. If we solve this one, we will get Vp as 350 liters. I hope everybody got till this point. So now what is next problem is, suppose if we connect this as CPFR followed by a CSTR in series. CSTR in series. CSTR in series, then this is 350 liters, this is 75 liters. Let's say this is XA2, this is XA1. What is XA2? So, but the initial condition will remain as same. CA2 equal to 2, V0 is equal to 4. So what is first one? 350 liters divided by 2 into 4 is equal to 0 to XA1 dXA by 0.1 CA naught square 1 minus XA whole square. 1 minus XA whole square. What is CA naught square is 2 square. So this one will cancel. 350 divided by 2, which is equal to 0 to xa1 dxa dxa by 0.1 into 1 minus xa whole square. So this is what is xa1 from this one, solve this one. So now once you solve this xa1, then what is next one is PFR 75 divided by 2 into 4, which is equal to xa2 minus xa1 divided by 0.1 into ca naught square into 1 minus xa2 whole square. What is ca naught square is 4. 4 will cancel. 75 by 2, which is equal to xa2 minus xa1 divided by 0.1 into 1 minus xa2 whole square. So what is xa2 is 95.4. So you will get slightly higher than the 95, which is 95.4. If somebody solves, let's say if you have solved up to this point, just think about this point. Suppose if you rearrange this reactor CSTR, PFR, PFR, CSTR, why you are getting higher conversion? Suppose if I put CSTR first, I am not doing anything. No, I am not changing inlet conditions. I am not changing reactor volumes. I am not changing anything. Only thing is, in one question, in one system, I did, let's say CSTR first, followed by PFR. Second system, what I did is PFR first, followed by CSTR. So PFR, so in one case, I got 95%. In another case, I got 95.4%. So what could be the reason why you are getting 95.4? Why it is higher? So just think about this one. If you are not solved, just solve this one. I am giving 2-3 minutes just for your thinking. So what is the reason why arrangement of reactors has an effect on the system? So just write summary here. 75 liters followed by 350 liters. You are getting, let's say, 95% conversion. 350 liters followed by 75 liters. You are getting 95.4%. So I'm thinking, or let's say why. What could be the reason? So for this one, so let's, why is the solution. So let's take a first order reaction. Suppose if you talk about a first order reaction, take about first order reaction, integral analysis. So what is the integral analysis of first order reaction? Ca equal to Ca naught into 1 minus Ca equal to Ca naught into e power minus k into t. So what if you write Ca naught into 1 minus xCa, or let's, maybe I think we'll start differently. Let's take a n equal to 1. Then take the P of CSTR performance equation. V by FA naught is equal to XA by K into, or let's say, write it as tau by Ca naught equal to K into Ca naught into 1 minus XA. So Ca naught will cancel. What is XA by 1 minus XA is K into tau. So what is XA is a function, XA is not a function of Ca naught. Similarly, for n equal to 1, if you write CSTR equation, tau by Ca naught is equal to integral 0 to XA dXA by K into Ca naught into 1 minus XA. Here also Ca naught will cancel, but after solving it, this one XA equal to is not a function of Ca naught. So basically, when you interchange the reactors, what is my argument is, here CSTR receives a conversion of 2, and here CSTR receives, or PFR receives a conversion, or let's say inlet concentration of 2. Here PFR receives inlet concentration of 0.8. So this point here, if you put PFR in the second question, here it is receiving the inlet concentration. Basically, what is the argument is, inlet concentrations are affecting the conversions, because you are doing a second order reaction. Suppose if you are doing a first order reaction in this question, you will get the same conversion. If you understand what is my point is, for n equal to 1, the conversion is not a function of inlet concentration. For n equal to 1, the conversion is not a function of inlet concentration. Since you are doing a second order reaction, by interchanging the reactors, you are changing the inlet concentrations, which is affecting the conversion. So basically, what is my argument is, for n equal to 1, the conversions doesn't depend on Ca naught, inlet concentration or inlet concentration. Since we are doing n equal to 2, the conversion of the system is changing when we interchange the reactors. So this is what is the argument. Suppose if you solve the previous question for n equal to 1, you will observe that the conversion is exactly same in both the questions. In the previous question, if you observe, let's say in the previous question, if you solve for, let's say, n equal to 1, first order reaction, your conversions in both the scenarios, by interchanging the reactors, your conversions doesn't change. Just take time and understand this concept. So basically, inlet concentrations are changing. Inlet concentrations are affecting the conversion, which is not the case if you're doing a first order reaction. But for all the orders, you have this change. So what we call the next concept is arrangement of reactors. How do you arrange the reactor so that you will get maximum conversion? For n equal to 1, arrangement has no effect on conversion. For n equal to 1, arrangement has no effect. If n is greater than 1, you should first put a PFR followed by a small CSTR followed by a large CSTR. This type of arrangement gives maximum conversion. For n less than 1, you should put first large CSTR followed by a small CSTR followed by a PFR. So this is how you should arrange so that you will get the high maximum conversions. Just understand these two things. First, I'll explain one more time. We started with this question. When I put a CSTR first followed by PFR, I am getting 95% conversion. When I put PFR first followed by CSTR, I am getting, let's say, 95.4. So I got higher conversion when I put PFR followed by a CSTR. I am understanding, or let's say I am getting, why are we getting this one? Then I have analyzed how the conversions depend, because what is one thing that you are changing in both the cases? What I see is only the inlet concentrations. No, you are not changing anything. No, when I put CSTR foot, I am getting receiving. Basically, when you shift the reactors, the inlet concentrations are changing. So that is why I got a conclusion. Inlet concentrations are affecting my conversions. Then I did a small derivation for n equal to 1. For n equal to 1, if I see the performance equation, I realized that the conversion doesn't depend upon the inlet concentrations. So that is where we have written, let's say, for n equal to 1, the conversion doesn't depend upon CAO. So that is, since we are doing higher order reactions n equal to 2, that is the conversion of the system is changing when we interchange the reactors. Then what is my next important conclusion is, for n equal to 1, arrangement has no effect on the conversion. For n equal to 1, arrangement has no effect on the conversion. For n greater than 1, you have an effect on the conversion. Then how do you arrange this? You should first PF, because in the previous problem, if I do put PFR first, then I'm getting the higher conversion of PFR followed by small CSTR followed by large CSTR. This is the one which gives the maximum conversion. For n less than 1, you should put large CSTR followed by small CSTR followed by a PFR. So if you try to see, we do not have any two PFRs in series model, because it doesn't matter when you put, let's say, what is the back mixing of PFR? 0, no? When you split the PFR, you will not get anything. That is why you will not see two PFRs in series. So it is almost 7:01. So let's take 5 minutes break and come back. So welcome back. So based on the arrangement of reactors, we'll solve, let's say, one problem. One problem. Suppose just answer these questions. If I have, let's say, 2 meter cube CSTR, 1 meter cube CSTR. Just conversion here. So conversion of 2 meter cube CSTR versus 1 meter cube for n equal to 1. Which one will be higher? Is it for 2 CSTRs in series or let's say 1 CSTR? Similarly, CSTR followed by a PFR, 1 meter cube, 1 meter cube, PFR followed by a for n equal to 1 meter cube. Here what is it equal? Let's fill in the blanks with greater than, less than or equal to. So first one is less than. So that means 2 CSTRs in series will give a better performance. Because here you are talking about selection of the reactors. These are two different reactors now. This is selection. When it comes to the second question, is it equal? It is equal because the answer is equal. Here it is less than. Equal because we are talking about arrangement of reactors. Third one, is it equal or less than? So it is less than because if you compare these two reactor systems, so second reactor is CSTR in both the cases, whereas first reactor is a PFR here. So this system will give better performance because this is a first order reaction, so n greater than 0. This is a selection. Here you should compare, let's say, selection because these are two different reactor systems. So please understand the difference between, let's say, selection and arrangement of the reactors. So selection is a different concept and arrangement is a different concept. So both are, let's say, two different concepts. Don't get confused, let's say, with these options. Clear? So first one is, this is a 2 meter cube reactor, this is two 1 meter cube reactors. So these are two different reactor systems. Then you should go to selection of the reactors. When you're talking about the selection of reactors, since it is a positive order reaction, so 2 CSTRs in series will be better than a single CSTR. So this will be no doubt. We have solved the question. Now when it comes to here, there is no difference between the reactors. No, only there is arrangement of reactors. Arrangement of reactors, you should see whether it is a first or below first order reaction or above first order reaction. If it is below first order, then CSTR should be first. If it is above first order reaction, PFR should be first. But here it is a first order reaction, simple. So then it should be equal. Third one is here, if you see this is two CSTRs in series, here it is PFR plus CSTR in series. Now this is a selection question. Now this is a selection question. So it should be less than. That means PFR, having PFR here will give better performance. Suppose if I compare, let's say, all these four options, if I want to write in, let's say, in a single slide. If I want to write all these things in a single slide, so first will be conversion of a PFR followed by a CSTR 1 meter cube, 1 meter cube. This should be equal to conversion of a CSTR followed by a PFR 1 meter cube, 1 meter cube. This should be greater than conversion of a CSTR followed by CSTR, 1 meter cube, 1 meter cube. This should be greater than 2 meter cube CSTR. This is the order of all the systems. This is equal, this is greater than, this is greater than. Now, can you answer this question? Let's say if I have, let's say, 1 meter cube CSTR followed by, let's say, 2 meter cube CSTR. Now, 2 meter cube CSTR plus 1 meter cube CSTR. 1 meter cube, 2 meter cube, 2 meter cube, 1 meter. So, for n equal to 2, what is the signal sign here? Is it greater than, less than? N is equal to greater than 1 means you should put a small CSTR followed by a big CSTR. So this should be greater than. So this system will have a higher conversion than this particular system. So clear, if you go back to the rules, n is greater than 1 means you should put a small CSTR followed by a big CSTR. Suppose if you have a PFR, then you should put a PFR first. If you don't have a PFR, then put a small CSTR followed by a big CSTR. This will give higher conversion compared to this system. So that is how you should answer these questions. So for n equal to 2, since it is n greater than 1, now go back to rules and see n greater than what should be the arrangement. For n greater than what should be the arrangement is you should put first PFR followed by a small CSTR followed by a big CSTR. Now what do you have? You have a single 1 meter cube CSTR, 2 meter cube CSTR. So putting 1 meter cube CSTR first followed by 2 meter cube CSTR will give higher conversion compared to a 2 meter cube CSTR followed by a 1 meter cube CSTR. So that is how. Just take some time and go back and see all your notes of arrangement of reactors. We will move to another concept. Because this is, somebody is asking why is it like this? Because this is how we have done the answers. No, when you have done for second order reaction, putting the PFR followed by CSTR has given higher conversion. No, that is what. Here we are talking about conversion of this system versus conversion of this system. Conversion of this system will be greater than conversion of this system, because this we have solved in one of the questions also. No? Just take some time and understand this arrangement of reactors. Maybe in the next problem we will understand why you are getting like this. So I'll have, let's say, simple 1 liter CSTR followed by 2 liter CSTR. What is in liter? Ca naught equal to 2 mole per liter. P naught equal to 4 liters per minute. The kinetics is minus RA 0.1 CSK. Can you estimate what is the conversion here? And if I rearrange the reactors, CSTR 2 liters followed by single CSTR, let's say Ca not equal to 2 mole per liter, V not equal to 4 liters per minute. What is the conversion here? 1 liter. So now we will clearly understand. For a second order, what you should get is putting single small CSTR first, you should get higher conversion. Can you solve this question? Units of rate is small per liter minute. V naught is 4 liters per minute. So is there anything wrong with this question? I'm not getting any answers. Because I have given these values arbitrarily, maybe. I just wanted to. So, okay, somebody is saying the calculations. Yes, these are all liquid phase reactions. Don't worry. So you are getting negative answers. So will you try for some more time? Maybe I'll reframe this question and then give it tomorrow, because I have given these values. I just wanted to prove you that for second order reaction, because it is already proved, but since somebody asked why is it like this, so I wanted to frame one question, because always quantitative analysis is very good. I'm getting multiple answers. Somebody says 12, somebody says 20, somebody says 65. Maybe take this as a homework and just do it. Maybe we'll discuss this question tomorrow again, because this is square roots is coming, so it may take some time. So, but you should get high here is what is my intention. High, and this value should be low. This is what is the answer. Maybe we'll move to next concept. We'll move to next concept. So autocatalytic reactions. So what is meant by autocatalytic reactions is A plus P gives P plus P, meaning that the product is required for the reaction. So autocatalytic reactions means, so product is one of the reactants is what is the meaning of autocatalytic reactions. The product itself is a reactant. Suppose if I have, let's say 100A, and you leave it, there will be no reaction. But if you put, let's say 1P, if you take 100A plus 1P, then you will have a reaction. So how does this reaction happens is, first 1A will react with 1P and forms, let's say 2P. Then 2A reacts with 2P, then what happens is forms 4P. Then 4A reacts with 4P and forms, let's say 8P. So like this, if I plot, let's say, rate of reaction of A with respect to XA, what happens is initially the rate will be low, but the rate will be keep on increases. The rate is keep on increases. At one point of time, this is the point of time where what happens is, I have, let's say, 60 P molecules, but 40 A molecules. 40 A molecules. Then what happens? Your rate might have reached maximum. Then what is rate of reaction if you see? Minus RA equal to K into CA into CP. During the reaction, what happens is CA is decreasing and CP is increasing. So what happens is, what is the curve looks like is, it will pass through a maximum and then later on it decreases. This is how the rate of reaction with respect to conversion. Initially the rate increases because first you have only 1P. So 1P reacts with 1A, forms 2P. This 2P reacts with 2A and forms, let's say, 4P. This 4P reacts with 4A and forms, let's say, 8P. Clear? That is how the rate of reaction increases. At one point of time, you have maximum number of P molecules, but less number of A molecules. Then later on, it decreases. Clear? P is a product and P is a reactant, both. Now, how to select a reactor? How to select a reactor? So for the reactor selection, what is the graph do you need? Do you need, let's say, minus RA versus XA or 1 by minus RA versus XA? Which graph is required for the reactor selection? It is 1 by minus RA versus XA. How? Versus XA. How does the graph looks like? Something like this. So can you just plot how does the rate of reaction, or let's say how the reactor selection is? Should you select CSTR? Should you select PFR? Or do you select CSTR followed by PFR or CS for? Which reactor is required? Do you select a CSTR, PFR followed by? So how does the reactor selection? Just take some time and think about this one. Suppose let's take about, let's say here multiple cases. Suppose if you want, let's say, a conversion of something like, let's say here. Suppose if I want, let's say, conversion here, something like, let's say, x1. Then if I select a CSTR, then volume is something like this. If I select a PFR, volume will be rectangle. So for x1, I'll select a CSTR. Let's first thinking about is selection of reactor. So here I am writing CSTR or PFR. Clear? So I'm not going to reactor combinations. Then I'll plot, let's say, multiple graphs. Suppose if I want a conversion of, let's say, this is x2. If I want x2, then what happens? If I select a CSTR, this will be my volume. Then if I select a PFR, then this will be my area under the curve. So I'll go for a CSTR only. Suppose if I have select another point where, let's say, this is like this. Suppose this is, let's say, something like x3. Something like, let's say, x3. X3 if we have. Maybe I'll go to another board and then plot. Suppose, let's say, if I have x3. In x3, if I select a CSTR, what is my volume is this much. If I select a PFR, then what is my volume is area under this curve. So what is this area under this curve is? Clear? Now, suppose, imagine here, the volume, the area of this particular portion, the area of this particular portion are exactly equal. If this one and this one are equal, then which reactor will you select? CSTR or PFR, or doesn't matter? CSTR is equal to PFR. So this X3 is the point where this area is A, this area is A, both are equal, both are equal. Clear? Both are equal. This is where you will select a CSTR is equal to PFR. Less than this point R is nothing but your CSTR only. Beyond this X3, you will select a PFR. Here we are talking about either CSTR or PFR. Here we are talking about either CSTR or PFR. Clear? Just think about this one. Below this X3, there will be one point. You have this experiments in your labs also. You will do a simple autocatalytic reaction. You will plot this graph. You will find out a conversion where area of this particular portion will be exactly equal to area of this particular portion, where you will have, that is the point. Suppose this conversion is, let's say, something like 65. So that is 65% conversion. CSTR, PFR are equal. So below that 65% conversion, we have only C. You have to select CSTR is better than PFR. Beyond 65% conversion, CSTR or PFR is better than CSTR. Here now, next point is, suppose if you are talking about, let's say, reactors in series are allowed. Suppose if reactors in series are allowed, then what happens? Which reactor you will select is, suppose what you do is, let's say this will be X prime. So up to X prime we will select a CSTR, because up to X prime the area of the rectangle is less than area under the curve. So let's say beyond this, let's say this point, let's say this is where you will select a area under this curve. So that is PFR. So what is the reactor which is required is CSTR followed by a PFR. So you will select CSTR up to X prime. Beyond X prime, let's say this will be, let's say X. Up to X you will select a PFR. So basically you will select, or let's say this is, let's say X double prime. Then up to X double prime will be PFR. Because in here, area under the curve is better. Suppose here, if I select CSTR, what happens? Then you are putting this extra volume, no? So this is your extra volume that you are selecting if you select a CSTR. So you should not do that. You should select a PFR here. Suppose if you select a PFR here, then what happens? You are doing a, this is a PFR. If you select here up to X prime, then this is wrong. So you should select a CSTR here. If reactors in series allow, you should select CSTR followed by PFR. If reactor selection is not allowed, then up to X3 you should select a CSTR. Beyond X3 you should select a PFR. So here you have two options. This is option one is you should select, you have given an option, you have given choice of, let's say, selecting either CSTR or PFR. Then how do you do is you will find out a point where this both areas are equal. So that is where CSTR and PFR both are exactly equal. So below this X3 you should always select a CSTR. Beyond X3 you should select a PFR. Then if reactors in series is allowed, if reactors in series is allowed, then what you should do is up to X prime you should select a CSTR. Beyond X prime you should select a PFR. Clear? Just spend 2. Say I have muted so that I have given, let's say, 2 minutes time so that you will read this again, this reactor selection. We can't say it is negative order, let's say it is positive order, but basically the curve is something like this. So write this problem. Select the correct combination of reactors for the reaction whose rate versus conversion is given below. Conversion below for, let's say, 90% conversion. So basically what is the question is, if you want, let's say, 90% conversion, should you select CSTR, PFR or combination of reactors? How do you select? Somebody is saying CSTR followed by PFR followed by CSTR. Somebody is saying PFR followed by CSTR followed by PFR. I'm getting both the answers. Just think about this one. Just see whether area under the curve is higher or rectangle volume is higher. Or is this right graph to compare the reactors? Is the first question should you ask. is this right graph to compare the, or let's say just see here rectangle volume is this much, area under the curve is this much. You should not compare on this one. See, this is not a right graph for the reactor selection. So basically that is one way you can plot, let's say 1 by minus RA versus XA. Then how does the graph looks like this one. So up to 0.4, area under the curve is less. So you should select a PFR. Now from this one, this is rectangle volume is less. So you should select a CSTR. Now up to 0.9, area under the curve is less. So you should select a PFR. So it is PFR followed by CSTR followed by PFR. So this is here area under the curve is less. Here rectangle volume is less. Here area under the curve is less. That is how PFR followed by CSTR followed by PFR. But another way of understanding this question is during the reaction. That means if the conversion increases, if the rate decreases, that is an indication of positive order reaction. So that is what we have discussed. During the reaction, if the rate decreases, that is an indication of positive order reaction. During the reaction, here rate decreasing, positive order. Here during the reaction, rate increasing, this is negative order. And during the reaction, rate decrease, positive. This is changing order kinetics. Sometimes it is positive order, sometimes it is negative order, sometimes it is positive order, something like this. So since it is positive order PFR, since it is negative order CSTR, since it is positive order PFR. So this is another way of analyzing the same problem. It is not an autocatalytic reaction, it is some reaction. So we think 5-10 minutes is left, so I think session will not be sufficient to start a new topic. So we'll take the doubts. So what is your doubts? Just send in your starts so that I'll answer your doubts. So for the homework problem, you just try to get the answers. I'll try to solve and then let you know the answers tomorrow. First graph is not appropriate for comparison because first graph is minus RA versus XA. You cannot compare area under the curve versus rectangle because the reactor volumes or the reactor comparison will be good for, let's say, 1 by minus RA versus XA because the performance equations are something like this. So I'm trying to explain, somebody is asking like explain one more time the last problem. So last problem is giving basically, this is two ways you can solve, minus RA versus XA. I'm converted this graph 1 by minus RA versus XA. So this is the graph. When it is decreasing, this is increasing, decreasing and increasing. Now up to this point, area under the curve is this much, whereas rectangular area is higher. So I feel rectangular area is higher than area under the curve. So area under the curve is better. So it's PFR. Here rectangular area is less. Area under the curve will be these two parts. So PFR means here in the third part, it is area under the curve is this much, whereas rectangle area is this much. So that means here if you try to see, so here this is the volumes that you are saving. This is the volumes. This is the extra volumes that you will select if you select a wrong reactor. Extra volumes. Clear? That is or else you can, another way of solving the same question is, okay, if some is replied, it is understood. So another doubt is, in autocatalytic reaction, P is acting as, it is not catalyst, it is actually another reactor. Suppose, so how do, simple autocatalytic reaction is curd from milk. So you will not, milk plus you have to add some curd, then only will get the complete curd. No, that is how. It is a reactant only. So I have explained the second graph also. Can you please repeat reactor selection graphically? So reactor selection, I have explained one more time. In a graphical experiment, we took n greater than 0 as CSTR. Here we wrote n greater than 0. No, in graphical selection also, for n greater than 0, we have written it as PFR only, not CSTR. So if you, no, you should not shade it from, let's say, starting from first maximum, because here, so from 0.4, this is 0.4 conversion, this is 0.7. No, from 0.4 to 0.7, here actually CSTR, sorry, here the reactor selection is PFR followed by CSTR followed by a PFR. Up to 0.4 PFR, up to 0.7 CSTR, 0.9 is PFR. That is how it is. See, during the, somebody is telling that he has not understood this way of reactor selection. So during the reaction, if my rate decreases, it is an indication of positive order reaction. That is the thumb rule. During the reaction, if the rate decreases, it is positive order reactions. For positive order, you should select PFR, no? During now, up to 0.4 rate is decreasing, so positive order. From 0.4 to 0.7 rate is increasing, negative order. From 0.7 to 0.9 rate is decreasing, it is positive order again. So from 0.4 to 0.7 rate is increasing, so that means negative order, so you should select a CSTR. 0.7 to 0.9 rate is decreasing, so it is positive order, so you should select a PFR. So that is what. How many days it will take to complete CRE? That is, I think I told again last time. I did 20 classes, 4 classes are completed. It is basically a 40 hours course, something like that. Maybe 15, 16 sessions more. So I'm going little slowly because I'm covering more number of problems, previous gate problems, example problems, and textbook backend questions. And there are many second year students, basically because somebody is taking a 2 years course. So he's attending second year, so will not have a CRE. So I'm taking that little slowly. And CRE is an important topic for, let's say, gate point of view. Autocatalytic reaction used in industries. So there are some liquid oxidation reactions, or let's say ammoxidation reactions, which are autocatalytic reactions. Basically, they're homogeneous catalytic reactions also, you can call it as autocatalytic reactions. Some of. My notes will be 90. Somebody is asking, is your notes is enough? So 99% notes will be more than enough. But for practice problems, you can try some textbook backend questions. Always try. Always suppose if you have time, I am trying to cover example problems in CRE. So if you have time, always solve some more example problems, but don't solve all complicated example problems. In examples, there are many complicated example problems, but no need to solve them. But if you have time, try to solve the backend questions. I am trying to cover some of the backend questions, maybe some twisting backend questions, but for practice, take the backend questions, because somebody who is preparing the GATE exam, he reads only either Levenspiel or Fogler. Clear. So he doesn't read much of the, let's say some other institutes, let's say question papers or something like that. Clear. Textbook studying is important because you will get the concept through the textbook studying, you know. So somebody is asking, I mean, second year facing the problem to cope up, what to do. So second years, and that is why I'm going little slowly. Still some questions if you are not understood, but this course will be repeated again to you, maybe 1 or 2 times before your GATE exam. So this, you will consider this as a preface, but don't, let's say, go in between, because you will, at least this will be good for your semester exams base. Any other questions? Multiple select questions. How to prepare for multiple select questions is, I have not understood this question. How to prepare for multiple select questions? Are you asking, let's say, ABCD select questions? So if you want, or let's say I understood as how do you practice multiple questions? No, then that is what I told you. Try textbook examples, backend questions, something like that. Yeah, multiple answers is always there. That is what I, okay. I misunderstood your question. Multiple answer questions is easy to, let's say, understand, because you read all the options. Sometimes you will have, let's say, maybe in during the course, maybe I'll explain one or two questions which are multiple questions, or something like that. And multiple questions will come basically based on the theory. For the problems, you will not have multiple answer questions. For the theory, so you will get, but when you read the options, you will automatically get it. So not required. Yeah, we'll be covering. So kinetics of enzyme reactions maybe in the last classes. Somebody is asking to Michaelis-Menten and modern mental theory. Yeah, class is over. I'm open for doubts. Yeah, new topics are there, but we'll cover in the class. Don't worry. Only one or two topics will be new in this year's syllabus, but will be covered. Any other doubts you have?